I feel the need for speed. That's why we're at Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure to count down their top 6 fastest rides. So you know what this video is, right? It's another one of
Rix Top Six. Party time. It's a bit.
Before we begin, we publish theme park videos on this channel all the time, so hit that subscribe button and that bell notification button so you'll know when another video is ready for you to view. So yes guys, this will be a straight up countdown. We're gonna start with the slowest of the 6 rides and work our way up to the fastest ride here at Universal Studios Resorts. Item number 6 on today's countdown, the 6th fastest ride here at Universal Studios Resorts, Dr. Doom's Fearfall. Dr. Doom's Fearfall has a top speed of 40 miles per hour. That's at that awesome launch, of course. It opened in May of 1999, making it an original attraction here when the park opened. Now the height requirement for this ride is 52 inches tall. The towers are 200 feet. But the launch, you go up about 185 feet when you launch up. And the ride is relatively short at 30 seconds, but it is one of the most thrilling rides in the park. And another thing, as you look around the area of Dr. Doom, a lot of sharp edges pointing up, very unnerving. So if you're looking for a big thrill, or maybe you forgot to have your coffee in the morning, hop on this ride, it will wake you up. So there we go, a good way to start our countdown of the 6 fastest rides at Universal Studios, don't you think? Coming in at number 5 on today's countdown of the 6 fastest rides at Universal with a top speed of 45 miles per hour, Ripsaw Falls. Coming in at number 5 on today's countdown, Ripsaw Falls. Now this is the first of 2 water rides on this countdown today, but the top speed of this ride is 45 miles per hour. It opened in May of 1999, so it's original to the park. It does have a height requirement of 44 inches. Now most of the ride is a winding ride for like 5.5 minutes, but when you come to the end, you're gonna have this 75-foot drop. This is what's going to get you up to the speed of 45 miles per hour. Now, like I said, this is the first of 2 water rides on today's countdown of fastest rides, but this is the one. This one right here, Ripsaw Falls. This is the one that's going to get you the most wet. There is no way to avoid getting wet. Unless you're wearing like a full-on rain suit, you're going to get soaked on this ride. And for those not brave enough to actually go on the ride, it is fun just to watch. Coming in at number 4 on today's countdown with a top speed of 45 miles per hour, my favorite ride here at Studios, Revenge of the Mummy. The Mummy coaster here opened in May of 2004 and has a 48-inch height requirement to ride this ride. And just to be full disclosure, Wikipedia lists the top speed as 40 miles per hour, but multiple other sources has the top speed of the Mummy at 45 miles per hour. That's why it comes in at number 4 on today's countdown. Now to ride the Mummy coaster here, you do not have to go through a metal detector, but there are lockers here because you're not allowed to take bags and things like that onto the coaster. I mean, if you have a cell phone in your pocket or something like that, that will be okay because there's no metal detector. But a bag, check it at the locker, and they have started to charge for the bigger lockers. The smaller lockers are free, but if you have an oversized bag and need a bigger locker, you're going to have to pay for that now. The ride itself starts off a little slow. You're going to go through a couple of little staging areas to kind of build the anticipation. But once you get past that and you roll backwards a little bit, there is a launch to this ride. Pretty fast, pretty fun. My favorite part of the ride. But let me step back just for a moment and let me note, this ride, the Mummy ride here, was built over the old Confrontation attraction that they had here back in the day. And because of that, there are a couple of little homages to King Kong in the ride itself. And this happens to be a ride that I quote quite often. The little phrase, "Are you insane? Get out of here. The curse is real." I say that all the time. How about a little halftime show of the Blues Brothers?
go too far away, the next Blues Brothers show just a few moments away. Hang tight, please, and watch out for the door, please.
Ah, the Blues Brothers, so much fun, but now we need to make our way over back to Islands of Adventure for item number 3 on today's countdown of fastest rides at Universal Studios Resorts. Well guys, we've made it to the top half of the list. Now we're looking at the 3 fastest rides at Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, and coming in at number 3, the Jurassic Park River Adventure at 50 miles per hour. Opening in 1999, the Jurassic Park River Adventure is going to reach a top speed of 50 miles per hour, and that's as it goes down this 85-foot drop that has a 60-degree angle. That's where you're going to get your top speed. Now the ride itself, I think, is the longest on the list at 6 minutes and 30 seconds. This, I believe, is the longest ride on the list, but the big thrill is merely seconds long as you drop down 85 feet to this splash zone. And by the way, even if you don't want to actually go on the ride, just standing here at the splash zone watching the splash, that's a good time in itself. Now this ride does have a height requirement of 42 inches, so if you're a little shorty, wait a couple years, you'll be able to have a lot of fun on this Jurassic Park River ride. So the standby wait for this one is 60 minutes, but I really want to do it. I have a fast pass. Let's go get on it. Now I am wearing my GoPro, so I'm going to try to get a couple shots. If I can't get anything while I'm in, like going down the splash, I'll at least get it after the splash.
Time, the ever-flowing river. Come with us now to a time before man, when the river flowed through a newborn world, and giants walked the earth. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Here we go, number 3 on today's countdown of fastest rides at Universal, 50 miles per hour with that drop. Okay, with item number 3 on today's countdown completed, let's move on to item number 2. And coming in at number 2 on today's countdown, the second fastest ride here at Universal Studios, Ride Rockit at a nice 65 miles per hour. Ride Rockit opened in August of 2009. It has a 51-inch height requirement. The ride is a cool 1 minute 45 seconds of ride time. But with this ride, you're going to start with a 90-degree climb up a 67-foot hill. For some people, that is the scariest part of the ride, that 90-degree climb up. Now this ride, surprisingly, it has no inversions. You'll notice in this big loop here, there's like a little corkscrew at the top to keep you from actually being 100% upside down. Now the cool feature with Ride Rockit is the music that you get to choose. They have a playlist that when you get into the ride vehicle, there's a little code, it'll take you through the categories, country, hip hop, rock, whatever, and then you find a song you like, punch it in, and it'll play a little tune while you're in the ride. Personally, I like the Beastie Boys. But then also there is a secret playlist. I'm going to leave a link to a website that's going to give you some secret codes for some secret songs that are not visible on the actual playlist. So in the description below, check out that link if you're interested in some super secret songs while riding this ride. And I will mention again that like a lot of the other rides here at Universal Studios, there is a single rider line, and it usually cuts your wait time in half. That's a good rule of thumb to kind of judge how these single rider wait times are going to be for you. Look at the standby time, cut it in half. But sometimes it can be way, way quicker. Like no wait, you just walk right on single rider. And unlike the Mummy roller coaster, there are metal detectors here at Ride Rockit, so you must rent a locker. You cannot have loose items in your pockets, no phones, no cameras, no nothing. Get the locker because you got to go through that metal detector. Now, one cool thing about Ride Rockit, in addition to purchasing a photo, you can purchase a DVD of your ride, which I have done in the past. So what I'm going to do is I'll leave a link to that video that's going to give our POV view of this ride. And now, to get to item number 1 on today's countdown, we need to head back over to Islands of Adventure. And coming in at number 1 on today's countdown, the fastest ride at Universal Studios at 67 miles per hour, the Incredible Hulk roller coaster. Opening in May of 1999, the Incredible Hulk roller coaster has a height requirement of 54 inches. It has 7 inversions, so this is not for the weak of heart, people. They gotta have a strong will and a strong stomach to handle the Incredible Hulk. The coaster is thrilling no matter where you sit, whether you're team front row, which is an awesome seat as well. I happen to be team back row because I feel like you feel like it's a longer shootout. That launch, it feels longer when you're in the back. That's why I like the back. But the front row, I've been in the front as well. Very exhilarating from the front. You can't go wrong with any seat though. And I would also like to add that since they did the refurb on this a couple years ago, the soundtrack is awesome. The soundtrack just happens to be by Fall Out Boy. Or actually, to be more accurate, it's not really the group Fall Out Boy. One of its members did the soundtrack for the Incredible Hulk roller coaster. Well, there you go. If you have the need for speed, the Hulk will satisfy. Well, congratulations guys. Kudos to you. You made it to the end of another video. And do me a favor, if you've made it this far, go ahead and click that subscribe button for me, please. And if you're already a subscriber and you want to show a little more support, visit our coffee page, buy us a cup of coffee or a butterbeer. It's never expected, but always appreciated. And with that being said,
don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun.
Thanks for watching Rix Flicks, and now on to the viewer shoutouts. And now I would like to take a moment to thank those of you who took the time to buy us a coffee or a butterbeer recently. First up, I'd like to say thank you to Stephanie. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, Stephanie. Next up, a thank you to Ray and his 2 daughters, Elizabeth and Colleen, for getting us a butterbeer. Thanks guys, we love ya. A big Coke and a smile to Nicole from England. We love the English. Thanks so much. And how about a Coke and a smile to Will? Thanks for helping us out and supporting the channel, Will. And lastly, a finder of one of the hidden Rickies in the videos, Ken Williams found a hidden Ricky. Good job, Ken.